Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Priest of War channel. My name is Olahin, and I am the host for this channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing the game called Ironwatch. It's a fairly new game. It was released earlier this year. I think it's about a month old, and so it's fairly new compared to some of the other games that I've played before. This game itself was created by four designers. Based on the credits, it says that there's four designers that created this game. It looks amazing for it being such a small team. And yeah, let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the game. So the UI, when you jump into the game, the UI looks like this. So you have the different options that you can see within the game. Normal UI mechanics. You have your character, you have your daily task, your inventory items. You do have an energy bar, you have a gold bar, you have a gem bar, and then you also have the options, which is the little gear at the very top right. You have your daily gems button, which opens up the store. You also have your any special offers will be on the right hand side as well. So let's go start with the player info. As you can see, the player info very detailed. It gives you a quick overview. I am level 9, so I played it for about 3 hours or so, and I got to level 9 just fiddling around with the mechanics, fiddling around with the game. So that was pretty interesting to be able to progress through the game and learn about the different items just before we come in and show you guys about and talk to you about the game itself. So as you saw there, I did all the daily tasks. You have inventory as well that you can collect, so you got to get every single one of these items if you can. Some of these items you obviously gain through playing through the game. Some other items are very unique that you can only get through purchasing like a hero or purchasing the shards and unlocking them, it looks like. The game itself, very simple to play. It is a die cast system. So you kind of roll the dice and you can kind of get energy of movement, or you can get and that which you can use to be able to play in the combat scenario. The store itself, like I was mentioning before, has several different offers. This is the VIP offer, which is something that obviously if you play games, most games require some funds to be able to continue the development process. So the game itself has ability for you to buy gold and gems, as you saw there, and at the same time you can buy other items within the game as well. There's a chest, so there's a click on the chest button, and then you can see there's basic, premium, and then there's specific slot games, chests that you can purchase keys for. And obviously each of them gives you a different result. So if you're really looking for an awesome weapon, you can always buy weapon keys and open the weapon chest to be able to open those. So as you can see here in the market, that's the market button that we pressed. You actually can get all these different items, and obviously they cost gems, and the gems you can purchase. As you saw there, I did have to buy some hero XP. That's part of the introductory quest that they give us. And then there's also an option later on to disassemble items in the forge, so you can kind of deconstruct them and be able to get those tokens that you can then use to purchase those other items as well. There's 12 heroes in the game at the moment. We start off with Edward and Kira. Those are the two heroes that you start off with, and later on you unlock Aaron and Bryn. So let's stop over here at Bryn real quick, just to give you a quick overview of the character. The character itself, obviously you can see here the name. You have the experience level. You can't raise their experience beyond your level experience. So as a player, if you're level 9, your characters are all going to be level 9. They do have health They do require hero experience potions, as you saw there, and the health, attack, and speed of a character grows every time you level them up. Uh, the other little cool feature, in which I've seen before as well, is you can also evolve your hero, and evolving them obviously gives them more abilities. It gives them more hit points, more health. And in this case, as you can see, there's 7 different tiers, and it gives you an idea of what leveling Brand up would give her. So in that case, I think it was more hit points and more power and more attack power, which is important. Obviously, as you level up, you want to make sure that your characters are also able to do more damage. And yeah, because I mean, that's something about the game, is for you to be able to get characters that you can evolve them. And but you have to be careful. Like I mentioned, there's currently 12 different heroes, and every single hero is going to be, when you unlock them, they're going to be level 1, which means that you're going to require hero experience to level them up to your current level. And yeah, obviously that's something that you're going to have to figure out. Like, do I want to level up these characters now, or do I want to wait until I unlock the one that I really want and then spend my hero experience on those? Obviously, at the moment, I'm doing free to play. There's really not much option for me to do anything besides leveling them up. Characters as well, that will give you, as you saw there, different experience. Actually, they each have a passive ability, which is their normal basic combat ability, and then they also have a attack. They have a normal attack, and then they have an ability. So I guess that's the way this game works, is that they have a basic combat ability, and then there's a actual activated ability. And the abilities require mana or power. I'm not sure what the game calls it, but in order for you to use the ability, as you see there, you either require two red or 2 blue energy. And using that and the ability at the right time is very important as well. So you want to make sure you learn the abilities, learn how long they last, and at the same time, combine them to be able to create combos that allow you to, defeat opponents that may be a little bit more challenging. And obviously, you're going against a UI element, so if you're using a UI element against a player, usually the player, if they're smart enough to kind of figure out the mechanics, you'll be able to survive most of the time. But at the same time, you got to be careful that the enemies that you're facing are not using abilities that are going to negate your combos as well. So be careful with that. So, take a look when you download the game, take a look at the different characters, take a look at the different abilities that they have, and then figure out which ones you like the most. As you see here, I'm almost ready to unlock Delphina. Who knows what abilities, combinations that she has that I may like. Obviously, you can click on the character itself to be able to see it. Locke, for example, has more hit points than some of the other characters. You can also look at the progress that you're making in collecting the shards as well. So when you're playing the game, so right now, as you can see, I've played up to level 9, and so far I've unlocked 4 characters, and it looks like I have collected enough shards for 3 other characters as well. Not too bad, right? And here is, for example, the limited time offer that you're going to get for games like this. So this game, you get for $9.99, you're going to get the opportunity to purchase and unlock hero. You're going to get 2 heroic keys. You're going to get 25,000 hero experience, which obviously, like I mentioned before, you're going to definitely need. And at the same time, you're going to get the VIP what is it called? The VIP reward package up to level 3. So not too bad, I would say. Not a bad thing. And so you're spending $9 or $10 to get a new character, a chance at 30 different items. You get 25,000 hero experience, and you get the VIP up to level 3. And as you saw earlier, the VIP itself gives you items as well. So speaking of items, you have to collect them, you unlock them, and each of the items themselves have tiers as well. So each item there's common, uncommon, rare, and epic items that you're going to be discovering. Each of the items in your inventory, you can then use to evolve. So let's say some of the items here require you to, if you have 2 of them, then you can combine them to upgrade your armor to level 2, let's say. And then after that, you're gonna need 4, and then you're gonna need 6 or something like that. But you're gonna have to keep the items in your inventory to be able to level them up. And then what you see in the game when you start combat is a selection of these items that you have available at your disposal. So you don't get to see all of them. You don't get to go, I'm going to choose from all these items. You actually are randomly given an assortment of items from your inventory. It could be this arcane sword, for example, which is currently only level 1, or you can get a different item that you may have invested more of your money on. And then sometimes that may not even show up. So that mechanic is a little wonky. At the same time, it's expensive for you to equip your characters as well in the game in the beginning. So sometimes you may have, like here, I have 20 different items, and I'm only able to see or equip in the whole combat. I'm only able to equip 5 of them. So so that means that I have 15 items that are just sitting there that I spent money on and gold on and leveled up, but I can't use. So that may be a little frustrating, but who knows? We'll figure it out. Just to give you an overview of the combat system, or not the combat system, but the world itself. There's 10 stages to this game, and each stage has an assortment of levels within it. So this particular one has 8. I'm already on stage 1, level 8. And the way you enter combat is by selecting your heroes. So as you see, I only have 4, so perfectly go into each slot. You hit start once you're ready to go. Make sure that you select the right ones. Make sure that you select the ones that you want. Because once you start, that's who you're going to be doing the battle throughout the whole stage, the whole level. So you got to be careful about that. The other thing, making sure that you are taking a look at the combat UI. This particular case, as you can see, we have gold hero tokens, which I think those are the ones that you redeem each level to equip your gear. There's energy, there's gems that you can always see the gems. And then there's also the quit. You can quit the stage. If you do decide to quit, I'll show you what that looks like after. You have the team power. So the team itself is butt naked, running into a level, and their base power at the moment is 1800. So loot, there's nothing. We haven't collected anything. And but you can see at the moment I have 3 different encounters, 3 different parties that I have to challenge. And as you can see, they tell you how much reward you're going to get. It also shows how much energy you're going to need to consume to engage that party. So there's 2 stages of this particular party, and each of them are going to require 8 energy. So that means that just to complete enemy party 1, I'm going to need 16 energy. I have 56 at the moment. So you always want to pay attention to that, because when you go into a level, you want to have enough energy to complete the whole level. So that's pro tip number one. Don't go into a level without knowing exactly how much energy you're going to need to complete it. Because if you go in there and complete like one or two levels, but you don't have enough energy to complete the boss or the final one, well, you're going to encounter some problems. Why? Because you can't save. If you do decide to, let's say, quit, or you have to go, or like say you're in the middle of something and you're like, oh, gotta go, you can't just quit, because if you do, it'll say, are you sure? Because doing so, all your current progress is gonna, and your loot is gonna be lost. So that's obviously something that you guys gotta be mindful of. If you're gonna start a stage level, make sure that you have enough energy to complete it. Very important. So yeah, so as I was showing you the different combat scenarios that you're going to be facing, also just keep in mind the team power. Make sure that you have enough team power to complete it, the stage as well. So let's see, what else can we talk about? I could show you some combat, but I'm not going to do it in this particular introductory video, because I want you just to give you an overview of the game itself. As you can see, very pleasing, very good looking game. The game itself has so many different little mechanics to it that we're going to have to try to learn, read about each item, figure out which items are going to be the best combination of items to keep. In the future, I think that there's the ability to, like I said, deconstruct the items. There's the forge that I have to be level 30 to use, but once I can use it, I assume that I can destroy the items that I don't want, and that way I'm only going to be able to see the items that I do want in my inventory selection after each battle. That's what I'm assuming at the moment. I haven't gotten to that point yet, so at the moment I'm just getting some random, and you'll see in the next video what I'm talking about. But for now, this is pretty much the game Ironwatch. It's, like I said, a dice RPG, a dice roll RPG, turn-based. It's an RPG means role-playing game, for those people who don't know what that means. But it's a fun little game that, designed by 4 people. Here are the 4 people there. And yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting and fun game for you guys to enjoy and for us to review. So thank you guys for joining me. Again, hopefully you guys have had a good time, and thank you for listening.